trying to share information, science-based information on psychology and personal development, and helping you to support yourself and mental well-being better. I just want to note that these sessions cannot be accepted as treatment or interventions, and if you need a real support, you need to refer to your family doctor or psychotherapist and to receive individual psychotherapists. Today we are going to talk about what separates people from who they are merely productive from people who feel genuinely alive and in what they do, and we're going to discuss about motivation, purpose, deep flow, meaning, peak performance psychology, and what can help you to maintain your motivation and performance. So first of all, you will learn about science of purpose and why it's different from motivation, and advanced flow states, what elite performers do. And we're also going to discuss about post-traumatic growth, how even though people are experiencing a lot of challenges, some of them they are bouncing back and becoming very successful in their careers, and they are becoming even stronger, resilient. What exactly helps them for this, and what can be done in order to support yourself better if you have experienced trauma or adverse events in your life. And the first of all, we are going to discuss about purpose of motivation. What is purpose? Purpose and motivation are related, but they are not the same. Motivation is the energy to act, and it might change, it might fluctuate, it can be triggered, hacked, managed. And purpose is something deeper, a stable sense of why your actions matter beyond yourself. And it's not about what you want, it's about what you are for. William Damon at Stanford University defines purpose as a stable and generalized intention to accomplish something that is at once that was meaningful to the self and consequences to the world beyond the self. And yeah, so there are two components of it. First of all, meaningful to your personality. It has to be something that's driving you, that's motivating you, and that carries some personal motivation, meaning for you. And this can change from person to person. If something would be important for me, for instance, for you, there can be other reasons. So it's important to understand what's really driving you, what's motivating you, what's the purpose behind, and consequences beyond yourself. Purpose without personal meaning is a duty. A purpose without beyond self impact is ambition, and the intersection is what creates the deepest and most sustainable motivation. And science of purpose. According to research again conducted by Patrick Hill at University of Rochester, higher purpose is associated with lower risks of Alzheimer's disease, stroke, myocardial infarction, depression. This means that if you are really enjoying what you are doing, you are less likely to become ill, or your mental health and overall well-being would be impacted positively. And according to another research in 2014, in psychological science, found that people with a stronger sense of purpose live longer and even after controlling for others' health variables. And Michael Stedger's research shows that purpose predicts psychological well-being more strongly than happiness, because purpose sustains you even when you are not happy. And for instance, imagine the life of Viktor Frankl, who survived in Nazi concentration camps, and when he was asked what helped him to survive, what helped him to stay resilient, he explained the purpose of his choice, that even in that situation he was able to choose his stance towards what was happening, and he was carrying his meaning into everyday life, and that helped him to survive. Being a psychiatrist, he was noticing that many people who lacked purpose or meaning, for them it was more difficult to stay in those circumstances, and he was one of the people who survived, and after that was able to serve his community, support other people around him. So all these examples and research shows that if a person has a reason what motivates him, a meaning for them, their their well-being is impacted in positive manner, their health and resilience increases. And purpose is not found, it's cultivated through three intersecting inquiries. First of them, try to think, for instance, what energizes you deeply. For me personally, when I'm reading, when I'm researching, learning something new, or being able to connect with people, these are reasons that are motivating and energizing me. And not what you are good at, what makes you time disappear. For instance, when you are performing something, maybe you don't feel as how the time flows. And what makes you feel alive? What does the world genuinely need? Where do you see suffering that matters to you? For instance, a lot of different events are happening during the day. What exactly makes you like more, what are you concerned about, what you deeply care about, and what would be worse in the world if you didn't exist? So thinking about this can help you to find your own motivation, meaning, reason. What are you uniquely positioned to offer? Is it skills, experience, perspective, access? What do you have that other people may not have? What are you good at? And what would genuinely make you happy, energized, motivated? And where these three intersect, that's the seed of purpose. It doesn't need to be grand, it needs to be genuinely yours. And according to research, if your motivation purpose includes intersection of these factors, you are more likely to stay motivated for long term and to succeed and to continue on your purpose, doing what's important for you, even when challenges arise. The second section is about advanced flow states. In an earlier webinar, we introduced the sense of flow. Today, we are going to significantly go deeper and discuss about it in more details. According to Stephen Kotler, who has studied flow extensively with elite performers, identifies something beyond single flow experiences, flow cycles. And the flow cycle has four level stages that include struggle, release, flow, and recovery. So struggle is the moment when, for instance, you feel resistance when you are trying to do something new and you feel uncomfortable feelings. Maybe you feel frustrated or stressed about it and your brain is loading. And most people, they don't like this discomfort, and that's the place where they quit and they stop doing, because they start to get distracted. They avoid doing things that they used to do because this part is uncomfortable, and it includes resistance, because when there is an uncertainty, or when you are trying to learn something new, it's inevitable that you will have these uncomfortable feelings. Maybe you would feel anxious, maybe you would feel scared even of uncertainty and novelty. And so accepting those feelings and noticing your thoughts that you have whenever you are trying to start something and acting despite these uncomfortable feelings is probably the first step. That's the most challenging. And the second part is release, stepping back from the problem, letting it go, and taking a walk, a shower, creative distraction. So this is the part that people might use in order to overcome these challenges, which might include physical movement and creative distraction. Means using something that you enjoy, that would help you to feel relaxed and to feel at ease, so that you can go back and start doing what was important for you again. And the next step is the state of flow, which is the part that you would probably enjoy, where you don't notice how the time is passing. It's an optimal state where peak of the performance take place, and there is an effortless action, and it's easy for you to take action, to continue, to stay focused. And the next step is recovery. It's essential consolidation, where rest, sleep, reflection is important. And this is where growth actually happens, when you already were working for a long period of times, and after this you see the fruits, you see the flowers of your work. And most people chase the flow stage and skip the others, because the entire cycle matters. And group flow, this term is important, and according to research, when people are coming together and they are having common goals, common aims, and when they are interested in the similar tasks or fields, it's more likely that they would succeed. And one of the most exciting developments in flow research says that uh, collective status of optimal performance is higher than individual performance. For instance, jazz musicians, they are improvising, coming together, or sport teams are in perfect syncs, or theater companies are inspired performance, and coding teams solving complex problems together. So this is a group factor where a lot of people from different perspectives but with similar interests are coming together. It's more likely that this sense of flow would be achieved. Maybe also you have also noticed that whenever you are meeting with people, like-minded people, and when you are trying to achieve a certain goal, it's easier to stay motivated to study. There is also research about body bundling. Whenever people are coming together to study, they are more likely to study for a longer period of times, their sense of responsibility increasing, motivation increasing. So what we can do, we can use this knowledge in order to help us to achieve our goals, to succeed, to stay motivated, even at times when we don't feel like, or our mood is fluctuating. And according to Kotier, we'll identify conditions for group flow. It includes serious concentration, shared risk, deep listening, equal participation, familiarity, close communication, and elements of unfamiliar. And the science shows that groups in flow dramatically outperform groups not in flow on creativity, problem solving, and cohesion. So this suggests that environments we build are important, and teams, relationships, organizations directly impact whether collective excellence is possible. And here is what important is that this is something that you can change. You can adjust your environment. You can find new groups, new people with whom you can communicate well, with whom you feel that you are moving, you are growing, that who are contributing, and at the same time you can also become a factor who is motivating others, inspiring others, or supporting others, or helping them to be better people. And the next section is about post-traumatic growth. We have talked about resilience by bounding back, but research by Richard Tedeschi and Lawrence Cahan at UNC Charlotte identified something beyond resilience, which is called post-traumatic growth. And unfortunately, most of the time we are talking about problems that are arising, symptoms that are arising after trauma, or if a person is experiencing adverse events. However, there are these terms also which are showing, according to science, that many people are becoming stronger and more resilient and outperforming themselves and becoming extremely successful after having trauma or adversities in their lives. So probably what is the difference between the people, or what contributes to this post-traumatic growth, is your mindset of how you see the whatever you are experiencing, how you see the problem, what meaning you make from it. And that's probably the choice point that initiates, that starts the post-traumatic growth. And it refers to positive psychological changes that emerge from the struggle with highly challenging life circumstances, not just returning to baseline, but growing beyond it. And there are 5 domains of post-traumatic growth, which include personal strength. Many people are telling that I discovered I'm stronger than I thought, and actually experiencing these challenges helps them to realize how they were able to overcome them and how strong they are. And it also helps to open new possibilities, new paths, and it can be relating relating to others, finding deeper connections and compassion, or even finding their meaning, because often people, they overcome these challenges by discovering the meaning, what helps them to stay strong. And another one is appreciation for life, and feeling profound gratitude, which also helps to stay strong during challenging times and to keep going despite challenges. And also spiritual or existential change and deepened meaning. Many people are discovering the meaning of life if they haven't thought about it before. This becomes the point where they are able to find new meaning, new perspectives, new people, new connections, and to create. They are becoming richer and stronger. And post-traumatic growth doesn't mean that trauma was good or that we like suffering. It means humans have an extraordinary capacity to find meaning and growth in what breaks us. And no, not despite the breaking, but sometimes because of it. And what is the science behind post-traumatic growth? How does post-traumatic growth happen? Research identifies key mechanisms. First of all is cognitive processing. Trauma shatters our core assumptions about the world. Many people, for instance, find it more difficult to trust others, or they isolate themselves and they have different thoughts about the world because of the challenges they are experiencing. There can be concerns about safety, predictability, meaning, or for instance, if someone's life included a lot of challenges and for a very long time there was a chronic stress, chronic um, adverse adversities that was difficult to go through. After some certain time, they might their views about the world or about the experiences about themselves and about the people can differ. There can be a lot of catastrophizing or overgeneralizing. There can be difficulties with trusting people, with opening, expressing their feelings or trying again, because if it hasn't worked for a very long time, there is this term also called creative hopelessness. If they have tried everything and it didn't work after a certain time, people start to think that any other new things that they would try will not work as well. However, when they try new perspectives, new ways, by experimenting, they can help to change their perspective towards things, people, environments, and about themselves, and that becomes the point of change, where they realize that not everything we think is a reality, and that they can understand that these thoughts that we have are because of experiences we have, and this doesn't have to be this way all the time. And the work of rebuilding these assumptions, when it's done deeply, often produces more nuanced, richer worldviews, which leads to greater change and positive results. The next one is narrative construction, turning painful experiences into a coherent story, making a meaning from it. And it's associated with growth. Pennebaker's expressive writing research is relevant here. And social support. Post-traumatic growth is strongly associated with quality social connection. And post-traumatic growth is not inevitable. Trauma can also produce lasting harm without growth, and the presence of post-traumatic growth depends on many factors, including social support, resources, and time. So first of all, with some people, the growth and healing happens faster, whereas for other people it takes longer. And social support resources are important. If the people are isolated and alone, it's more difficult for them to bounce back. And if there is a lot of social support resources, it's easier to recover and heal. And many of the most deeply motivated people in the world have found their purpose through adversity. And it can become a motivational fuel as well. And oncologists, for instance, motivated by losing a parent to cancer. The counselor whose own mental health struggles led them to this work, and they are able to be more patient with people, be more compassionate because they have gone through something like this. And advocate shaped by injustice their personality experience. Therefore, not all the time adverse situations or trauma lead just to negative outcomes. There are a lot of also positive things that are happening, and actually adversities can be used as motivation in certain cases. And again, what meaning we create from our experiences is important, and noticing thoughts that we have about it is important. And after experiencing adversities or traumas, it's more likely that we are focusing more on negativities, problems, and also noticing about our resilience capabilities, moments of success, what helped us to overcome, how we did it, which qualities, what exactly was there that helped us to bounce back, are sources of resilience and success that we can use again in future struggles. And it's not romanticizing, it's phenomenology, and meaning found in suffering, when it's genuinely found, produces some of the most robust and sustainable motivation human beings experience. If you've been through something hard, I'm not saying it happened for a reason. I'm saying you have the human capacity to find meaning in it, and it's different and more powerful. And there are some tools you can use to support yourself. First of all, crafting a personal purpose statement. It's not a goal, but a declaration of why you are here. For instance, I exist for this reason, so that this can impact something beyond yourself. And examples can be, I exist to help young people to find their voice so that more human potential reaches the world. And I exist to create beauty in every space I touch so that people feel more at home in their worlds. And it's not about marketing copy, it's a compass. You don't share it, you leave it, and you return to it when motivation decreases, or you feel sad, or your mood fluctuates. And research shows that having written articulated purpose significantly strengthens purpose clarity, which predicts life satisfaction and persistence. Imagine, for instance, if you were 90 years old, 80 years old, and if you could look back at your future self, how you would like to have spent your life, what you would like to have accomplished, what you would like to have tried. And also these questions can help to give you insights on what's important for you, what would motivate you, what is your meaning of life, and what you would like to try and do. And under Erickson's decades of research on expert performance produced one of the most important concepts in performance psychology, called deliberate practice. Not just practice, deliberate practice characterized by specific and demanding goals, maximum effort and concentration, immediate actionable feedback, and building on weaknesses, not strengths, is called as expert guidance. So here, being able to use maximum effort, this means here is a growth also. This means feeling uncomfortable, staying with these uncomfortable feelings, or hard work, and being open for the feedback, which is also one of factors that contributes to growth. And building on weaknesses, realizing which skills are you lacking, which skills do you need in order to succeed. So these are factors that are helping people to succeed. And Erickson's research found that elite performers, musicians, chess players, athletes, surgeons, didn't just accumulate hours, they accumulated deliberate practice hours. And this is crucial because deliberate practice is uncomfortable. It requires operating at the edge of current ability, and this discomfort is the sign you are growing. And for sustained motivation, track deliberate practice hours, not total hours, but quality over quantity, and celebrate discomfort as evidence of growth. And research on elite performers, such as athletes, musicians, speakers, also shows that pre-performance rituals are not superstition, they are psychology. A consistent pre-performance routine signals the brain that optimal performance is required. And this helps to narrow attention to what matters and reduces pre-performance anxiety and builds on anchored states of readiness. Also, revisiting your intention, like why you are trying to accomplish certain goal, why you are trying to do what you are doing, and this makes people to be more willing to embrace discomfort, remembering about your why and why this is important. Helps to adjust your environment and your intention, your mood towards what you are doing. And designing physical movement, breathing, posture, mental visualizing the process. Also, we have discussed previously that many athletes and performers are mentally visualizing how they are overcoming challenges and how they are succeeding, achieving success. And because our brains are not good at distinguishing reality from the thought, so constantly revisiting and remembering about your goal and how what you are going to do also can decrease anxiety and help you to stay more focused on your goals. And emotion, also connecting to the purpose using your intention and behavioral consistent sequence that signals this is the time. Research by Lionel Messi, sports psychologist and students of Olympic athletes show that those with consistent pre-performance routines perform better under pressure, particularly in high-stake moments. So, how do you find your purpose if you feel completely lost? Start with curiosity, not pressure, and ask what problems genuinely make you feel angry or more move you or motivate you. What would you do if you didn't have any financial challenges? And what would you most admire? And what specifically does this represent? What would you like to do if nobody was watching? Imagine if all the obstacles has disappeared. How you would like to spend your life? What would you like to do? Purpose often emerges from exploration and discovery, and from experimenting, like trying new things. Maybe there are a lot of things that you haven't discovered yet, that you haven't tried, that you would enjoy researching, meeting with other people, receiving feedback, asking, trying. So these are strategies that you can use in order to find your meaning and your purpose. And can you sustain peak performance without burning out? Yes, but only with deliberate recovery. Mistake most high performers make is that they optimize for output and neglect recovery. Long-term peak performance requires treating recovery with the same seriousness as training, and this includes sleep, play, genuine rest, social connection. These are performance tools that should be planned in advance and used, revisited whenever you are feeling burnout, and also finding what helps you to rest, to relax, and what helps you to recover, to heal. This would be different according to each person, and understanding what helps you to recover, to heal, to rest, and using those resources whenever you will feel burnt out, whenever you will feel low mood and less motivated, can help you to carry you towards success. And I want to honor that the question, what if your trauma is too big to grow from? PTG is not universal or inevitable. Some trauma is simply devastating and professional support is important. Trauma specialized therapy is essential. And post-traumatic growth, often comes slowly and unexpectedly. You don't have to force it. You just need to keep going. Another question you ask, is deliberate practice always necessary for performance? For elite level master, yes. For meaningful performance, is most domains. The principles apply intentionally, and feedback, working at your edge, even for 30 minutes, deliberate practice can help to increase your performance hours significantly. So today we talked about your purpose, your motivation, and post-traumatic growth, and what are some strategies that successful people are using, and which questions you can ask yourself if you want to sustain energy levels, motivation, and what can help you to find your purpose and meaning. And I hope this was helpful for you. And a purpose is deeper than motivation and more sustainable. Flow is a cycle, not just a state. And group flow is real. And post-traumatic growth is not inevitable, but a profoundly human. And peak performance is built on deliberate practice, recovery, ritual, and purpose. And we have discussed about different tools, including purpose statement, pre-mortem, deliberate practice framework, and the peak performance ritual. And here's what I want you to carry from this entire webinar series. You have a mind worth understanding, nervous system worth caring for, and emotions worth listening to, and capacity for resilience that runs deeper than you know, and a life that is genuinely worth living fully. Thank you for being here for every single webinar. Please share this series with someone if you think that somebody would benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And if you would have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. I'm not always able to answer them immediately, but I'm trying to answer to the questions in the next sessions, because it's difficult for me to stay focused at the same time on your comments and on the text that I'm trying to explain here. That's why I apologize if I couldn't answer all of your questions immediately. And you can also leave in the comments what's the most important insight you are taking from this entire series, and which of strategies you would like to try. And you can also share your challenges and experiences if you have tried any strategies that I was mentioning here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Have a nice weekend, and see you in the next videos again. Take good care of yourself.